Hey, lovelies, you're welcome back to Reviews and Recaps. Let's talk about Summer House Martha's Vineyard, episode 2. So, the highlights of this episode for me, I'm just going to go through that with you guys. So, the first thing that I picked up is Jasmine. Jasmine constantly gives me pick me vibes. She gives me, I'm so happy I'm chosen. I'm so happy that I'm married, and then thinks that everyone else's relationship is not valid just because it's not marriage. So think about all the time how she's always like throwing shots at Bria's relationship. Like, girl, you were literally single until you got married like recently. Like, I don't understand how what has changed in such a short time. Like, you haven't even been married for that long. And it's just like you have to date before you get married. And I hope for her sake that her marriage lasts, because the way she's like throwing shots at like single women and making it seem like, oh, I'm married now, like this is so different and all of that nonsense, she needs to get it together. I really hope that her relationship with her mandem actually works out, because if it doesn't, girl, you gonna be single like the rest of them, okay? So like you need to chill and take it down a few notches, in my opinion. Also, I apologize if my voice is a bit raspy today. I don't know. Like, since I woke up, my voice has just been feeling like that. So it is what it is, guys. Enjoy. Anyways, the next thing that I really wanted to talk about was the moon mass. Now, Mariah started telling them that the moon mass is like a hoodoo practice, and it's pretty much going to be like a church without God because they would be the God. I'm like, girl, miss me with that. I personally, it's a hell nah for me. It is given witchcraft, and I ain't a part of it. Okay. But, the rest of the house, they sat outside to do this hoodoo or moon mass or whatever you want to call it. And so they all sat down. You could tell that it was so cold. Like, everyone looks like they were freezing their asses off. Okay. So, of course, Mariah is trying to do this whole moon mass thing, and people just got up and went inside, man. I personally think that's disrespectful. They should have at least communicated, Mariah, girl, we are too cold. Do you mind if we do this inside? Like something. Like, it was given. They were freezing. Mariah did not pick up on it, or she did and thought like, don't worry, we're all in tune with the moon. It's all going to be good. Like, girl, I would have gone inside too. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not about to freeze just because of you. The only difference is I would say to her, I'll say something like, can we do this later, maybe tomorrow night if it's warmer? Or perhaps we can do something inside the house if you don't mind. Or can we like at least get some hot drinks, a fire? Like, I would be like giving options, because I feel like, yes, I'll give her the opportunity to do what she wants to do. But bear in mind that because it's a moon mass or whatnot, I personally would not participate in the first place. But if it wasn't a moon mass and if it was something just like a bonfire thing, that would be the suggestions I would be given. But anyways, let's move on from that. Let's talk about Shanice. So Shanice came in, and Nick had been in Shanice's DMs, giving her all the googly eyes and all the emojis, talking about she's athletic, all of that stuff. I'm like, Nick, well, you're not in Jordan's DM. What is your issue? So you're literally talking to everyone and figuring out which one would bite. I don't appreciate men that do that. You need to know what you want and focus on who you want. Don't be out here jumping from person to person to person in the DMs. You know you're going to be in the house with them, all of them, but you're going to be all up in the DMs. So whoever dates you has to do with the fact that you are in all these other girls' DMs. Like, hell no. It's a no for me, okay? Please explain to me why Nick saw Shanice and was like, ooh, that's not the girl I saw on Instagram. I'm like, girl, dude, dude, seriously. She is not going to leave her house every single moment looking like an Instagram baddie. That is unrealistic, my G. You're not serious. You expect her to wear makeup all of the time? That is childish. That's not. The girl is a beautiful girl. She came out here looking fresh faced and gorgeous. And imagine how bold she must have felt to be able to come on the show without any makeup. So then you're like, oh, you're not girl, she ain't interested in you. Like, you're giving childish, you're giving immature, you're giving face value kind of man, and nobody wants that. So let's move on to Jasmine talking to her friends about like marriage and how being married changes the dynamic, and that she doesn't know whether her friends accept her or see her as a wife. I'm like, girl, shut up. You're being very, very judgmental. Okay. The thing about it is this, like, you're just being very judgmental. Like, you're coming across as I'm married and so no one else matters. Like, they have to see me as a wife. Girl, you're just happy to be chosen. You're happy to be married. And I hope it doesn't turn left for you, because things could turn real quick. So now this is where this show gets super, super intense, okay? So now, of course, Mariah is upset about the moon mass and everything that happened, okay? So then she's like, she doesn't want to go out with them as they were going to go bowling during the day. She needed to get herself together. So she's out here doing her laundry, and then she found out that Bria put dog stuff in with human laundry. Who does that? That is disrespectful. I would have all the smoke for Bria. That is just it. You guys know, right? I've talked about it on this channel, right? You guys know I'm not a huge fan of other people's dogs because I don't know their hygiene. I don't know how, no. And even if it was my dog, which I don't have a dog, but even if I did right now, right? I would never put dog laundry with other people's laundry or even my laundry. That is a hell nah, right? If even I was going to put dog laundry with my laundry, you don't do it with other people's laundry. That is your dog. That is not their dog. What is your problem? Why are you so insensitive and dismissive? Like, Bria is getting on my nerves. The part that really gets me about Bria is every time someone brings up something that they don't like about what she's doing with the dog or how she's dealing with the dog, she's always like, that's a you problem. Girl, no, that is a you problem. Your dog is your problem, your responsibility, not mine, honey. Now, I must say this. I don't accept and I don't think it's right for Mariah to have pushed the clothes on her like that. Or that physical thing is not necessary, okay? But I personally think Bria is out of line and has been out of line since day one when it comes to this dog. How is the dog in the swimming pool? The same pool I'm going to be in. So I'll be swimming and then there's hair in my mouth. So now I got the towel I'm going to use on my body. I would be sharing it with the dog. Like, seriously, no. That is disgusting. Anyways, that's my little 2 cents about that. I'm going to move on. Let's talk about Phil. Phil is an extra who showed up, okay? As soon as he walked in, I'm like, who is this, right? Okay, so he walked in, and then things got left because apparently the room that Nick is in was the room that was meant to be his, right? So he was the one who was on phone to Bria on FaceTime and apparently chose Nick's room, okay? So, fine. You chose the room on FaceTime. Let's even assume that you chose the room on FaceTime. You are not here. Anything could have happened. I might not have known that you picked the room, right? How can this man come in and decide to go and take a dump in Nick's toilet and not flush? You are disgusting. You are bringing nothing but drama to this show. And it's unnecessary drama. It's disgusting. So now the stench of that is going to be all up in the house. Like, you're disgusting. Oh, it just made the show seem so childish. I cannot even lie. Like, I was just thinking, like, if they don't remove this guy, I'm not sure how much longer I can watch the show for. Because that is disgusting. Like, I've never seen such a low, disgusting behavior on reality television in my life since I've been watching reality TV show. That is disgusting. Let me know what you guys thought of that, because am I the only one who felt strongly about this Phil incident and Bria and this freaking dog? Seriously, let me know in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the club scene, okay? So Bria seemed upset as soon as she saw Mariah was having a good old time at the club. And then Jordan was upset that Bria was upset. So Jordan pulled Jasmine to the side. First of all, I will say this. I appreciate her pulling her to the side without every other person being there. Because if that's really your sister and that's your girl, then I appreciate that. Pull her to the side and talk to her, okay? But here's what I wasn't quite sure about. Jordan, how are you then coming at Jasmine and then you push Jasmine to be like, you see, you should call Mariah out, blah, blah, blah. I have multiple things to say about this. First of all, Jordan, why couldn't you just do it yourself? In your own words, you F with Mariah heavy. If you F with Mariah heavy, why couldn't you pull Mariah to the side and say, girl, you should not have pushed this girl? Why you got to go speak to Jasmine so that Jasmine could go speak to Mariah and have that vim energy? That just does not make sense to me. It's like, why do you need a messenger when you can do it yourself? That was something I did not understand. And you all know I like Jordan, like I said on the first episode. But that girl, I don't understand what that was about. So maybe you need to clarify it for us folks. And let me tell you, Jordan, you reenacting and pushing Jasmine was out of line. If someone pushed me like that, my reflexes will kick in and I will slap the heck out of you, bro. I will forget it's a reenactment. This is the thing, right? This is why you can't do reenactments with me, because if you reenact something with me, I will forget it's a reenactment and whoop that ass, because nobody's going to be placing hands on me saying, oh, I'm doing a reenactment. Like, my reflexes will kick in, bro. It's a no for me. And Jordan, girl, you know she did not push her that much. Like, it was just a little tap with the clothes, honey. Not saying it's right, but you whooping Jasmine's ass. It's like, girl, do you even like Jasmine at this point? Like, I don't understand. In a way, sometimes I think like it comes across, Jordan and Jasmine's relationship comes across as, I've been friends with you for so long, so I will continue to remain friends with you, but I don't really like you. That's the impression I'm getting. So finally, everyone got home from the club. Most people went to sleep. So Nick went into his room and found out what Phil actually did. So Nick told Phil like, yo, bro, can you go flush it, right? I did not know that was the room you chose. Can you please go flush it, right? So, of course, he's like, nah, he's not going to flush it. Then Phil had the audacity to make an analogy about slavery. Like, oh, what if I owned slaves and I did not know that it was the law at the time not to have slaves? Like, bro, what are you talking about? That analogy is flat out stupid. Are you serious, Phil? Like, what the hell? So, it was just a mess. So Nick went off. And then, so Alex was basically saying to Phil, like, it's almost like you're trying to be funny, but it ain't funny. And then Phil started going off on Alex, raising his voice and whatnot. And Alex was so calm, cool, collected. Alex sat down. Alex did not even get up, honey. He was like, I'ma sit here and mind my business. He looked unbothered. I was like, Alex, that is the energy that most people want. Like, completely unbothered while someone is out here shouting and shouting and shouting. Now, you know one person who was not cool, calm, and collected? Emir. He was like, hell no. He came all the way up. He stood up to freaking Phil. So Phil made a comment about, like, Emir being short a little. And Emir was like, let me show you what this little ass can do to your big ass. I'm like, oh, okay. He piped up. And I can't lie to y'all, I was here for it. With a capital letter, honey. I was here for it, right? Like, someone needed to put Phil in his place. And also, I hope we are not subjected to Phil for the rest of the season, because I cannot take any more Phil. It's too much. It's giving team too much. Like, no, hell no. I'm not here for it at all. So my final thoughts, Bria is annoying. She needs to be more respectful of people's spaces, especially with that dog. Not everyone likes a dog. And even people who like a dog, people have boundaries when it comes to their pets. So she needs to be respectful of that. She just seems very, very insensitive, very dismissive, very disrespectful when it comes to that dog. Like, don't get me wrong, that dog is really cute, right? But that's not the point. Like, Bria is so insensitive. I cannot stand her ass. Jasmine, stop being a pick me. Stop being, oh my God, I'm married. My girlfriends are not married. Like, stop it. It's not cute. Like, even the marriage, your husband seems controlling, honey. So maybe focus on that and deal with that. Anyway, I am liking Alex a lot more because Alex stayed calm the entire time Phil was doing what he was doing. He just seemed like, that's your business. I'm not going to get up. That's your business. The other thing I did like was Emma popping off because I was like, someone had to call that out, honey. Someone had to do that. And those are my thoughts on the episode. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought of this episode. Please give this video a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so you know every single time that I post. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.